Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of Brew Build. Today we are going to be jumping right on into the Q&A because we've got quite a few questions to answer. And so you're going to be watching a time lapse of multiple different things. We got a lot done today, so I hope you enjoy. So let's jump on in. Alright guys, so we're going to get into the 200 sub special Q&A. The questions are from you and I'll read exactly who is asking questions and all that stuff. And we've got quite a few to get through, so this episode may end up being a little longer than usual, and I'm sorry about that. I wanted to go over the textures and stuff with you beforehand, just because you'll be seeing them in the time-lapse and stuff. Alright, let's get into this. Grumpy Owl Gaming asks, what is your best build in your opinion? And this is going to be difficult because I haven't played, honestly, like, as I've said before, this channel started me back into Minecraft after I took a I would play on and off for a while, but I mean, I gotta say the town of Moore, even though it's filled with all sorts of different builds and concepts and stuff, I would say as a personal like growth point, the town of Moore in itself as a whole is my best build thus far, because it is far and away the biggest build project I've ever done. I've never been one to build something to the scale of a town. So the town of Moore probably would be, like, in terms of concept, is by far and away my best, I think. Individual build, I really like the bell tower, but I'm stuck between the bell tower and the market because I really enjoy the market design. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple, but I think the overall, like, concept of the market would win it over, I guess, for me. So yeah, I think that would be what I would say for that. Moving right along, Waffle Stick asks, do you really enjoy coffee, and if so, what's your favorite blend? This is a little difficult because, I mean, okay, I do love coffee. Like, I have some sitting here with me right now, and it's freaking almost 2 a.m. when I'm doing this, so I like it enough that I'll drink decaf so I can keep drinking it this late at night. But in terms of blend, I'm really not into, like, I love coffee, but I don't love it to the point where I'm like a coffee connoisseur. I don't drink crazy foreign coffee and all that. If I had to say my favorite, the favorite beans, I guess, is the best way I could put it, because if I'm gonna try coffee, I'm just gonna grind up beans from some rando place and try it out. Emma went to Ecuador in college for 4 months, and she brought me back some coffee beans. That was pretty good coffee. Ecuadorian coffee, that's pretty good coffee. But I think my favorite is when I went to Hawaii, Kauai in specific. They have some fantastic coffee. Everyone raves about Kona coffee there for some reason, and I didn't like the Kona coffee near as much as just like the Kauai special coffee. I don't know why. So that would be, I guess, my favorite blend, even though I'm not too particular. I typically just drink regular old Folgers and call it a day. And I don't drink it black. Sorry. I drink it with just some sugar in it. That's about all. Just to take the edge off of it, just because I like drinking liquids that don't taste like straight up dirt. I don't mind the earthy taste of coffee, but dirt I'm not about. Fwip asks, where do you see your channel in 1 year? And this is gonna be interesting because this kind of goes along with one of the other questions that's later on. I really don't know, honestly. It's gonna be around. My goal is to just keep this channel around, because this channel is my fun time. Like, I play games, so I'm gonna record videos of me playing games, because to me that is a much better use of my time than just playing a game to play a game and waste time. So I mean, in a year, I don't have any sort of sub stats that I want to reach. I personally, like, I love each and every one of you, all 200, I think 9 now that we're at, but I really don't look at the numbers in terms of, like, I'm not making money off of this. I don't do this for the numbers. I do this to entertain you guys, and it's fun. I just enjoy it because it's fun. And so in terms of statistics and all that stuff with the channel, I don't really like pay attention enough to really, I don't want to say I don't care, because I definitely want to grow and all that jazz. But in terms of that stuff, I don't really have a, I guess if I'm going to pull a number out of my butt, I'd say like end of the year or in 1 year, it'd be cool if we were at the like anywhere from 5 to 700. I guess that would be a goal, but I just pulled that out of my butt. And if you could see me, I'm making arm motions as I talk. I tend to do that, and so I probably look like an idiot. Good thing everyone else in my house is asleep. But I definitely want to be around. I want to be doing, I think the goal here soon is to be doing 3 videos a week. That's probably the goal, is like always being consistent with 3 videos. Obviously things will get in the way sometimes, but 3 videos a week is kind of where I'm trying to head to. We're kind of there right now. We've got the schedule almost set out. I just gotta wait for this next series idea to come to me and or start, because I have an idea and it's brewing. No pun intended. So hopefully that answered that. I kind of rambled there. Sunfire SG. This is going to be a little bit, actually not a little bit, a lot of bit different than all these other ones is. He asks, if you were wrongly put into an insane asylum, how would you convince them that you're actually sane and not just pretending to be sane? And to that, I honestly don't know. That'd be tough. I'm sure they get people like that. I guess I would just try and act, or try, if I am sane, then I should just be acting normal and not causing any issues. I don't know. See, the issue is, if I'm actually insane, I don't think I'd be able to even pretend that I am sane, because my sanity, like, I would be sane. In my own mind, I would be sane. So how does a sane person that is actually insane pretend to be sane, even though they think they're sane, but they're actually insane, and everybody else is like, you crazy, and then I'm like, dude, why aren't you talking to the butterflies? I don't get this. Like, it's kind of difficult. So if I'm in an insane asylum, I'm assuming I'm visiting an insane person. I hope that's the only way that I am put into an, I guess, wrongfully put into an insane asylum. Probably did something strange. Probably talked to my microphone as I stared at questions, and just talked to people that aren't actually there and won't actually be hearing my voice until the next couple days. That probably will actually put me. I'm pretty sure all YouTubers would be eventually put into an insane asylum if they were actually seen in the act of making their videos, because we just talk to nothing. But that's okay. Sunfire also had another question that is also just random, and I love it. I love the questions, Sunfire, because it doesn't have to be about the channel. It's super. This one's super weird too. He asked, what would be the creepiest thing you could say while passing a stranger on the street? And I think the creepiest thing that I could think of off the top of my head would be if I were to whisper just kind of subtly, but also like moderately aggressively in their ear, like so that you're getting that like moist clicking sound as well. Like if I could get that close, I don't know. If it's just passing, I don't know if I could lean in. They'd probably think I'm gonna lick them in the ear or something. But probably whisper something about their fly being undone, but more so in an erotic sense, if that makes any sense. Not like, hey man, your fly's undone, but more like, gosh, I don't even know. That would be that's where my brain went, I guess. And a weird disturbing, moist sounding right in your ear, slightly erotic. Hey man, your fly's undone. But okay, moving on. Okay, this one has 2 questions, or I believe, yeah, 2 questions. So I believe, okay, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Ascalad, did it? 2 D's at the end. I don't know. The first question is, he asks, tell us your 2018 plan for the channel. This kind of goes along with that. Flip's question with the where do you see your channel in 1 year? 2018 plan. Honestly, the plan is it's gonna be interesting because I have Brew Build, which is a very long-term series idea. The brewery is that's currently happening. That's our Conquest Reforged sort of thing, if you haven't seen that. And I don't honestly know how long the brewery is going to last. I'm having fun with it, and I'm kind of taking it as a longer term sort of thing. But I honestly don't know how long that'll last. The brewery may be something that I kind of like set down and come back to, and set down and come back to as I want to try other things. I have something in the works currently that is a strong potential like second main thing to be doing. But I'm not going to say anything about that because I want to keep it on the down low. Just know that there is something in the schedule would be on Mondays, or at least that's when I would release videos on it. That's kind of, I've got something in the works that it has the potential to be a long-term sort of scenario as well. But I say that the reason I bring up the brewery not being sure if that's going to be long-term or anything is because I want to always have something kind of new and fresh happening on the channel. I don't want to be like a Brew Build being Brew Build in the way it is perfectly fine being super long-term. And the other thing that I'm thinking of starting being a moderately long-term thing, that also I can see being perfectly fine being a long-term series. But the brewery, I think, is just a really good kind of build until we feel like it's gotten someplace, and then I'm not sure where to take the channel in terms of content, because as much as I love playing Minecraft and being always involved in Minecraft, I don't want to burn myself out on it, and so I am highly considering doing just a small series of not Minecraft related content. And we talked about it before, it was a while ago, but it kind of depends. I'm also struggling with the idea of currently content is family friendly, but when I label the channel as family friendly, I'm mainly labeling myself. I will always be family friendly because I'm not really a coarse dude. I don't curse. I don't do anything that's probably the most offensive thing I'll say is like, but that's not very offensive. And if it is, I'm sorry. But, and so I more label myself as family friendly. And so I've been struggling recently with the idea of bringing on other games, because many of the other games that I play are M-rated. I play a lot of M-rated games because I'm over the M-rated barrier, that age, and basically all of you viewers, at least from the analytics in YouTube, or at least that YouTube gives us, pretty much all of you are, or at least those of you that have your information available, are between 18 and like 24 or something like that. And so I know like many of you would not be offended or mind that sort of content. The plan for 2018, I guess, is to experiment with potential other games besides Minecraft. I'm not gonna ever eliminate Minecraft, I don't think, unless Mojang does some crazy, weird, messed up thing that just like blows Minecraft up in the bad way. Then it won't go away. that's at least I know that's not really a plan, but that's kind of a delve into where I'm at in terms of thinking. I am thinking ahead, thinking of things to do. I've got things in the works, but I also am debating between being, if I should keep that family-friendly title, or if I should more just remove that and just call myself a gaming channel and when I play games that are outside of Minecraft, that they don't have to be family friendly, because I play games like Fallout and Skyrim, and like, I mean, did you see E3? Did you see the games that are coming out later this year? I mean, that's a very long way of answering that question, and I'm sorry I probably didn't answer it directly, but that's that. Escalade. This one is going to be a little different. I'm going to have to decipher it. So what if you make a series of another long run game? And I'm assuming they mean another long running game. Like, if I would, or what am I going to? And that, to answer, I mean, I think I answered that. Yes, I am planning on having another longer term series that's happening. At least that's the goal. I don't know how that'll play out. We'll see. But just know that there is that idea, and then there's also the idea of bringing in outside games that are not totally Minecraft, because that'll help me keep my sanity, and not get burnt out on Minecraft. Okay, so PG Poseidon Gamer. I've seen, he's commented a couple times before about this. He asks, what program do you use when you make your texture pack? I use Photoshop. Because I'm a graphic designer, I have the entire Adobe suite at my disposal. Here, 1 second, I need to take a drink. My throat's getting parched. Mama, this is the most talking I do. Introverted life. But yeah, so I use Photoshop because I have the creative suite from Adobe. I have like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, all that sort of stuff that I use for my job. So I use Photoshop, and hopefully the time lapse and stuff of that texture making works. I know it's probably not the most entertaining to all of you, but I thought it would be interesting because I've seen a couple comments on it. How do you make it? What software and stuff do you use? So I thought it'd be entertaining for some of you to see. Yeah, so Photoshop is what I use. You can use free source software. Even some people even use just like the standard Paint that's like Windows has. You can use that stuff. It's just Photoshop is just a little more intuitive, actually a lot more intuitive than Paint. There's a lot of free not texture, but like software you can use. There's even stuff like in web browsers that you can use. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'll look into that and mention it. Try and mention it in the next video. But yeah, just to answer the question, I use Adobe Photoshop. All right, so halfway done. Telx asks, what inspired you to build these great things, and also what inspired you to record them for YouTube? I guess the thing that inspires me the most, or I guess where I draw the most inspiration from, would be honestly concept art. That's a profession that I have looked into pretty intensely. When I was making my switch I started in college as an engineer, biomedical engineer, and a physics major as well, and switched because I hated it. Calculus 2 kicked me in the pants. And so when I was switching to graphic design, I was switching more because I wanted to get into concept art for video games. And you can imagine my parents' response. That was funny. But I got really involved in the concept art scene in terms of looking at things. I've got a few books that I have, more fundamental drawing techniques and stuff, but they have a lot of concept art in them. A lot of them you can't apply to Minecraft really. Some of them are more futuristic sort of stuff, and so you can't do any sci-fi stuff really, not in the world we're making in Brew Build at least. And so concept art, that's a massive thing, because I just love concept art. That is definitely by far the biggest inspiration and influence in my building. I also look at past games, like my past favorite games. Like you've heard multiple times, Fable 2 comes up quite often. Like if I look to a world that I want to design and be good, I look to games that I have enjoyed the world about them, not necessarily the gameplay. I've enjoyed the world. Fable 2, I enjoyed both the gameplay and the world, but Albion was just amazing to me. It is so immersive, and that's things. If you play a game that you get super immersed into and you really love, just like the environment you're in, and you just like fall in love with the game because of not just the gameplay, but because of the world, those are games that I take inspiration from. I take so like Dragon's Dogma. If I want to make a big city, Dragon's Dogma is gonna inspire me to make it'd be huge, but a massive city, which is something that I've thought about. That's kind of what inspired that cave city idea, partially. So yeah, those are probably the two biggest ones: concept art and past video games. And then you just Google. Google is a great source to see how other people have done it. Typically, if I'm building, I'll look at something or watch a tutorial, or like I'll save images and stuff. And then being a graphic designer, I do this for projects. I make a mood board, and so I have all these images conglomerated together in kind of like a big old collage. And then I'll pick out a color palette, and then I have this document that has this array of images and colors, and sometimes I'll put typography in there for fun. Just to make it look spicy. And so that's kind of like when I'm building, I have this in the background, that I have this template that I can kind of pull from ideas. So like the Gypsy Camp, I've got some caravan designs, I've got some Minecraft caravan stuff going on, I've got some actual caravans, I've got some weird carpet designs that I don't even know what in the world they apply to in Minecraft, but they're there. So I've got all sorts of stuff that inspire me. And the reason why I decided to record them was because, I mean, I think I said it in one of the early videos, I'm very much a practical person and logical thinking person. That's why I was drawn towards engineering in the first place. It's a very logical field. So when I play video games, I waste a lot of time, and that's not bad. Many people waste a ton of time on TV. There's been a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter about that. But if I can take my hobby and turn it into more of a passion project, then I think the end result is going to be much better. And so that's why I decided to go onto the YouTube platform. I didn't expect to be doing this well this early, honestly. I'm not really a talkative person outside of the people that I know, and so this is very different, but I'm also extremely comfortable talking like this. This is not difficult for me at all. I'll probably sound crazy, but I have a lot of conversations kind of sort of out loud with myself, because I like to process things. Like before I give an answer or anything like that, I like to process things. And so doing this talking to people and as I'm building, I kind of already do it to myself anyways. It might be happening in my head, but saying it out loud is pretty much just as easy. So I don't know, it was productivity, and logically it just, to me, felt like it made sense to record it all anyways. And plus I wanted to get into video editing and stuff, and this is very simple video editing, but I've tried to make it a little more intuitive with like the replay mod, and trying to make some more motion graphic-y style of videos with like the Town of Moore showcase and stuff. So it's very much a learning process, because I love learning as well. So I hope that answers your question, Telx. I'm not sure, but we'll have to move on, or else this video is gonna be like 10 hours long. And I need another drink. All right. Adalar? I don't know. It's got 2 A's in there, man. Why are you putting so many A's? She asks, what are your expectations for the future? In the first video of this series, you told us that you have a lot of free time because you're close to graduation. So I'm wondering how you're going to continue your channel when you've got a job and have less time for YouTube. Kind of sort of touched on this in the other questions dealing with like future outlook of the channel and stuff. My goal is to continue being consistent. Obviously things will come up, and obviously, like Emma and I, we've got a wedding to plan, and so this year might get a little hectic, but my goal is to always be consistent. If I know that I'm going to have any sort of issue in the next week and be very busy, then my goal is to always have at least a couple videos for you. So I'm gonna try and lay out how my videos are. So the reason why I have like 2 consistent longer term sort of project videos, like Brew Build and this other mystery one, and then that middle one that's kind of a meh, like throwaway, not that the brewery's throwaway, but like you understand what I mean. The reason that one's there is because that it allows me, it's a pivot point almost, to where I can, if I need to cut a video for the week because I don't have time, I can cut that and not feel really that bad. So that's kind of how I'm going to try and treat it. We'll just have to see. My goal, if I can't get more than 1 video out in a week for some reason, it's going to be Brew Build. I mean, I feel like that's pretty obvious. That should be pretty obvious. That's like the reason this channel has started. So that's the goal. Just because I'll be working doesn't mean I won't have evenings and weekends. If I'm gonna have to get into a more of a record on the weekend sort of schedule, rather than these super late nights. Just because currently I don't work, so I don't have to, you know, go to bed at a moderate time just so I can get up in the morning and not feel dead at work. So I'll have to get into a more of a weekend schedule, and it'll be interesting. It's gonna be an adjustment. So the first, let's see, I start my job on July 9th is my first day, so I'm just gonna have to ask that week of July 9th, and then the next week probably even might be a little weird, but hopefully we'll figure out then, and I'll update you and keep you in the loop and stuff. I'm not gonna just be like, I started work, I can't make videos, because this is definitely a hobby that I want to continue. All right, so this is a break from more serious questions to it's actually kind of funny. Krishna Rani, Krishna Rani, I'm sorry if I butchered that, asked, does Lightning McQueen have car insurance or life insurance? I believe, you know how Safe Auto, is it Safe Auto? No, not Safe Auto. That's a store. I'm an idiot. Progressive has the bundling of car and homeowners insurance, and I believe that Lightning McQueen probably has car and life insurance, a bundle, because it's a car that is also a life form. So similar to how we have medical insurance, and then we also have life insurance, because if we die, I think that's kind of like car insurance is Lightning's medical insurance. I have no idea, honestly. That was off the top of my head. Hope that was a good answer. Agent Nimitz asks, have you and your fiance set a date yet for your wedding? Yeah, we actually just got around to setting a date. We're gonna get married July 20th of next year, not this year, next year. So we got a good amount of time, still got a decent ways over a year. So yeah, that's kind of, we've got the date set, the venue set, and then the venue has all the food and stuff, so that's set as well. So now just the hectic part of everything else gets to take place. So that'll be fun. All right, so these are the last 2 questions. This one is from Jamie Donahue, and they ask, would you ever do multiplayer with other YouTubers? Yeah, I would. I'm not sure how it would go right now. Short answer, yes, I would. I just don't really know exactly how that would work currently, but it's definitely something I'm open to that. Just haven't really done anything with it quite yet, I guess. And the last question is from Jaden Draws Things and Stuff, YT. And he asks, I'm assuming it's he. I know both a guy and a girl named Jaden. So they ask, which do you prefer, Crest or Colgate? And it says toothbrush. Crest or Colgate toothbrush. I don't have any idea what in the world the difference between a Crest toothbrush and a Colgate toothbrush is. I can tell you that I prefer neither of those for toothpaste because I don't know. It's not necessarily that I'm allergic to, but I kind of am allergic to in your typical like Crest, Colgate sort of toothpaste. They have this agent in it that makes it a little more bubbly and makes it more foamy, I guess, when you're brushing your teeth. And I'm actually moderately like, I get canker sores from that, so I don't use it. Either of those. I use Tom's, which doesn't have that bubbly stuff, and it's also less flavorful. It's still like it's still minty, but now I dislike regular, like what typically people actually brush their teeth with in terms of toothpaste, because it's so overpoweringly minty now that I'm so used to Tom's. Like Tom's has some nice strong minty toothpaste now that I'm used to it, and then when I brush with Crest or Colgate or any of the other ones, it's a bit ridiculous. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I'm almost rubbing sugar on my teeth, and that's not something that I want when I'm brushing my teeth. So I prefer neither. Now, if the toothbrushes are a different story. I don't know, my toothbrush is cheap. I just buy a toothbrush. Like if my toothbrush starts getting ratty, I don't really look. I just kind of like grab one and hope that it's decent. Actually, this past one is from my fiance's roommate because I forgot mine. So shout out to Tori for giving me a toothbrush. I don't even know what type it is. But yeah, so that wraps up at least the questions that I have currently. I'm going to do a quick search to make sure that I have all the questions, but that is the last question I have. And so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And I'm sorry that it was super talking and super long, but I tried to give it a little more variety in terms of video content than your typical Q&A time lapse, I guess. So hopefully you enjoyed the texture pack work. Hopefully you enjoyed the path work. So that is the end of the questions, and I'm going to do a quick look around to make sure that I have all the questions that have been asked, both on YouTube and on Twitter. And yeah, we're going to jump back into the game now to say our final farewells for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the time lapses, and I'll see you guys back in the real world. Alright guys, welcome back to the real world. Well, moderately real world. This is our fictional real world. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that we did in the time lapse. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A and all the questions that I answered. Hope I answered them well enough for you. Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I got to give a big thank you to all of you. I mean, without you guys, this channel is not going to be near as great as what it is. So thank you guys so much. And I'm definitely out of time for this episode because I got to get this thing rendered, or else you guys ain't getting a video tomorrow, and that's sad. So yes, thank you again so much. We'll go over everything in the next episode of what we did today. You can kind of see it now, but we'll definitely go over stuff next episode. Just wanted to get a lot done for this Q&A. And so, yeah, be looking out for next week's episode as we go over all of this and start building us some caravans, I think is what the goal is. So I will see you guys in the next episode.